Hey guys, welcome to the Inside View Real Estate Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about what types of properties you should be buying and more importantly, what you should not be buying. I'll see you on the inside. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, no matter what time it is. I hope that you, my friends, are having an amazing day. I'm here with my awesome host, Josh Zuniga, and today we're going to be talking about what properties you should be buying, which is important, but I think more importantly, what properties you should not be buying.
Yes.
Because I've made the mistake.
I've made the mistake too.
Like 100 times.
Yeah.
I'm kind of dumb.
It's all good. You learn from your mistakes.
It depends on who you are.
I guess not everybody does.
I keep making that same mistake over again. So here's the thing, right? You've got two types of homes. Or a lot of options for looking into a primary residence. It could be a single family.
To be specific, we're talking about like your first time home buyer.
Well,
or if you have already owned a home
buyer,
okay.
You know, like maybe you're relocating to a new city. I don't know, whatever the situation is, right? But I got to buy a house. Do I go into a condo? Do I want to buy a single family? Do I want to buy like a multifamily? Do I want to buy, what are the options here? I mean, those are really the broad spectrum of options, but what would you do if you were, doesn't matter, single, married, with kids, not with kids, what types of properties would you focus in on?
I've discussed this several times, obviously with you, several clients. The best things that are going to see the most appreciation and give you like the best cash on cash return is going to be one, single family residence.
Definitely.
And two, multifamily.
Which sucks. All the property types, which should you not buy?
Yeah, condo.
I
bought one.
You bought like 5, dude.
Yeah, I bought one. Because trust me, I used to live in the West Valley and I wanted to stay here centrally located, like in Scottsdale and Phoenix, and nothing else was available. So I was like, you know what? I was taking this nice spot over here off Shea and Tatum, and I bought a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, which I literally still love and I miss, and I like drive by it. There's somebody in Canada living there right now. But
that's awesome.
I did the condo. I don't recommend that, but I knew a strategy of why I bought it and what was going to get me into the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and so on and so forth.
For you, that was actually a good purchase, and I love that.
It was for me. It was a great purchase.
Yeah, it's really nice
because the area was fantastic. I tried to buy yours.
I know. I
remember that.
Yeah.
I didn't know this, but there's a little story. I actually tried to buy Carl's condo that was next door to me. Didn't want to sell it to me. I was like, let me talk to this guy. Like, who is this owner or this seller or the other person involved in the transaction? I was like, I'm giving you exactly what you wanted on your offer.
Didn't sell.
And they didn't sell.
Yep.
So I literally bought the one next door. I came on the market. I was like, well, screw you. I'll just be the neighbor then.
That's so funny. There's a story behind that, but yes. And the reason why I think condos really don't represent a very good investment financially, it's a good investment compared to a lot of other investments, but in the real estate world, it's kind of like the
HOAs.
Just
crush you.
Yeah, and so I purchased units at Optima, and the HOA was like $350 a month. I'm like, oh, $350 a month sounds good. They do my maintenance on the patio. I got great amenities. I've got a basketball court. I've got a gym. In my mind, I'm justifying all this, right?
Yeah.
Do you know when I sold that condo? It was like $675 a month.
There you go, doubled.
Insane.
Yeah, doubled.
Insane. And it doesn't appreciate as fast as a single family house, right? Yeah. And so I bought that for about $390, and I think I sold it for $435.
Oh man.
Bath. Just taking a bath on it, right? You never appreciated it.
Was that, how many years did you own it?
I owned it for like 2.5 years.
Okay.
And so in some of the best times that we've had.
Wow.
So imagine if that was just flat. You just keep writing that check every month for $675 because you're like, yeah, I don't have any choice, And it was like, that's dumb. Don't do that again. And what do? Did it again.
Yeah.
In a different place.
Yeah.
So I got to stop doing that. And so learn from my mistakes because I make every mistake in the handbook of things not to do.
Yeah.
Don't buy condos if you can avoid it. Now, if you're in a lower price range where you're like, hey, look, I've only got 150,000, I've only got 200,000, 100%. It still represents a decent value in terms of I'd rather have you own a condo than rent.
We'd rather have you in something than nothing.
Absolutely. Because there's still tax advantages.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, still tax advantages.
Take that.
Because you can write off the mortgage interest, you can write off, the property taxes on that.
Any improvements.
In the improvements and stuff. And, the capital gains, you're going to avoid paying capital gains if you stay there for longer than 2 years. There's some caveats there. But, in a world of real estate, I think, townhomes are a little different too. Townhomes kind of fit in between condo and single family. Yeah. Because the HOAs usually are like $60 a month and they don't vary a whole lot. But when you get, these luxury condos that are $300 a month, $400 a month, $500, $600 a month, it kills your ROI and it kills your sales price. Because remember, people buy homes on payment. not necessarily price.
Right.
You know, just like you buy a car. How much is that monthly payment? $800 a month. Cool, I'm cool with that. How much is that monthly payment? $1,200. Nope, not buying that car, right?
Yeah.
And so the same thing happens. So when you add up the taxes, insurance, principal and interest, HOAs, condos are kind of on the lower end of the spectrum in terms of ROI. So don't buy condos.
Well, just like we had it on the previous episode before, I think coming in the next, I'd say 3 to 5 years, condos are definitely going to see a spike, in sales.
Well, they have to.
They're going to start turning over a lot more because people are going to be priced out of the market, like you were saying, and going into a single family residence. So it's not that to say that a condo isn't a good investment. There's better options if you have the ability to go for that. Okay.
But if you don't, condos are still good options.
One thing you need to talk about too is if sometimes when you go into condos, a lot of these condos are older facilities. We have some starting from like the 50s, 60s, 70s, running into plumbing issues, right?
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you run into issues with that, or sometimes you walk into an assessment.
Landmark Towers, $18,000 assessment per unit.
Okay, so I walked into a $1,800 assessment for the roof. As soon as I bought my condo, I was like, awesome. Welcome. And I happen to be on the top unit, so it's my roof, right? Yeah. Right. So we had, those are things that you don't plan on, but happen when you're in a condo unit like that. Guess what? You have to pay it. You come up with some type of monthly plan for it, but you have to pay it. And just like Carl was saying, your HOAs will increase over time. I've been thankful mine haven't increased for 3 years, but I'm just waiting for that little letter in the mail. It's like, oh, we're going up $50.
It has to.
And it does, right? And it does happen. And like Carl was saying too, generally condos do not appreciate at the rate as single family or multifamily do, especially single family. Before COVID, I honestly could say you could see maybe a 10 to 15, maybe $10,000 to $12,000 increase per year on the condo. I happen to see, condos that went up $50,000 to $100,000 in 1 year. That does not happen. Okay, not to get you guys jaded on it by any means. But that is not the reality of how condos really appreciate. Right. So take that into account. Single family. Let's discuss that. Right. Okay. Single family, by all means, especially based off where you're located here, especially within Arizona. When people are looking to buy, they're looking to buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house here. That is going to be like their standard, right? So people are always going to want to be going towards where they can afford or what the affordability is there, and those are just moving like hotcakes, right? Because a lot of people are moving out of the suburbs of the burbs, urban areas here, and going into the Peorias and the Surprises and the Gilberts, the Florences, right? Just try and start that family life. They've been working at their job for quite a few years. Now they're with somebody. They just got married. They're looking to start a family. They were looking to even up by, but those are the ones that you're going to see the appreciation always scale at the fastest rate by far.
Yep, agreed. Now, multifamily, touch on that for 2 seconds. More of an investment strategy, right? Like if you can stand living in one of your units, if you buy a duplex or a 3-plex or a 4-plex, live in one of the units for a year or two, and then you can turn it into an investment property after that. That would be one strategy that you could do.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Let's touch into that. If you guys listened to the previous podcast before, my friend Eric, who I mentored, he did the exact same thing. He bought a 4-plex in Mesa, and he's going to be living in one of those units, and he's going to be renting the other 4 out. So he can literally live there for rent-free. As long as he has the occupancy there of at least 1 or 2 units, he's living for free, and he's going to cash flow at least 1 of the other 2 units, right?
It's killer. Dude.
That's a smart move, right? That's a smart move. And he did it with an FHA loan. And guess what? He's going to hold it for 2 years, and then he has the ability to say, pull out money from that investment. He wants to use a little bit of cash out, and then he can actually use that money as a down payment to buy another one, right? And now he's cash flowing on 4 units instead of 3, and he got into his down payment in this next house for free if you wanted to, right?
Leveled up.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was a very, very smart decision. I was like, not everybody gets into multifamily here within Phoenix. And to be honest, quite frank, some of the areas where these multifamilies are available are not the greatest by any means. You're going to drive by and keep driving, right? But if you have the means and have the ability and have the discipline, to work towards your financial freedom, make it work. Absolutely make it work. Because guess what? Nobody's going to be cutting your paychecks later on in life. And if you're not doing it now and you're not thinking about it, you need to start or figure out or have the conversations with Carl or I to put you on a strategy or put you on a 5-year, 10-year game plan to make sure you get that set up, because that is important. We want to think about you. We want to think about your family. We want to make sure that your future is set. But take the step. Make the call. Send the email. Send the text. We're available. We're here for you. and we wear our heart on our sleeves because we care. We have families. We want to see your family do well as well, right?
That's it, 100%. That's
Wonderful.
the entire motivation.
That was beautiful. Thank you guys so much for this episode. We'll see you on the next one. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in for another episode. If you found any value in anything that we shared to you today, make sure you like, share, subscribe. We have tons of other content, but we want to make sure you get supported on this channel. But we love you, and we'll see you on the next episode.